Hey, hello everyone. My name is Molak and I'm the author of serenity-js, a next-generation acceptance testing and test integration framework. Now, in this very first episode of the serenity-js podcast, I'll be talking with Manuel Fidalgo Sicilia, a QA engineer working at Hubtype and a contributor to serenity-js. Manuel is based in Madrid and works in a really interesting domain, which is cross-platform test automation of chatbots. So today we're going to talk about some of the challenges associated with this domain and how Manuel uses serenity-js to overcome them. Manuel has also agreed to showcase some of his work, so you'll have a chance to see it all in action, learn from his experience, and perhaps get inspiration for building your own test automation frameworks. Hey Manuel, welcome and thanks for joining me today.
Hello, hi Jan. Really happy to be here.
Cool. So tell me a bit more about what you do. Tell me more about Hubtype and tell me more about chatbots.
Okay, so a little bit of background of myself. I'm a QA as in Hubtype. I like to do automation, testing, continuous integration, and improvements with the teams. And more on my personal side, I'm a family guy, 2 kids. I really like playing basketball, and I'm quite relaxed. And I like to share things, help others. That's one of the main reasons why I'm here. I really like Serenity, and it helped me a lot in my current job. Okay, and a little bit more about what we do in Hubtype. I think it's interesting to understand why we use Serenity, and then to understand our case, our testing scenario. We have 2 different worlds, let's say. One is the Botonic, which is our open source framework to build chatbots or conversational apps that integrate with the main conversational platforms, Telegram, WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter. We also have a tool called WebChat to integrate in any web, right? It's made in React, the framework, and you can use it. And the idea is to connect the final users with big companies for any use case you can imagine, since buy in a shop, or having a problem, you want to contact support or ask for help or anything. Okay, and then we have the enterprise platform, which is our second world, and is more about customer support for the big companies, also running marketing campaigns to reach the users, and also to use all the data that we have, and that is used by different profiles, right? So they can be agents giving support to the final users, creators for marketing campaigns, and things like that, right? So it's important to notice these different 2 scenarios, because sometimes it's difficult to test all together, right?
So you'll have users interacting with both the mobile applications, so the chat clients, it's like WhatsApp, Telegram, and so on, and you have users interacting with a web interface as well, right? Okay, that's interesting.
That's right.
How do you test that?
Yeah. Yes, so it's a little, it's complicated, and at the same time is interesting. So to see some of what we do in action, imagine a lot of different peoples with different use cases. It can be buying things, or paying things, or asking for information about what is this, or what is my order, things like that. Okay, so imagine, and in the end, every month we manage millions of interactions with different users, right? So why we decided to use Serenity? Okay, so we need to define complicated tests that might involve different actors. As we see, we have the final users with WhatsApp, Telegram, these kind of tools, and on the other side, on our platform, we have the agents talking with them, trying to reach them through marketing campaigns, things like that. Okay, so what crazy idea that we wanted to do is to create a user journey test for our platform, which is kind of holy grail for for testing engineers. Okay, because some people they say it's you are going to write a flaky test and it's going to be very difficult, things like that. But we want to try it, and I think we are doing well
I
with
think
that.
there's a couple of things at play here, right? So you mentioned the entire user journey. So we'll probably see a person interacting with their mobile device. So a WhatsApp client would have an agent, on the other side, is making sure that they can receive all the information that the client has sent. So there's quite a few pieces now in this puzzle. So how did you manage to avoid it all being flaky?
Yeah, that's right. And then that's where serenity-js plays a big play there, because it's quite smooth. So once you protect against the typical problems that you have with Selenium, everything goes well. You don't have to care. So it's as you say, just about putting the pieces together, and it works. Okay, so one second reason to use serenity-js is that we wanted a test that can be understood by everybody. It's important that that we as QA give support not only for the people or for the business people. Just we want to know that all the stakeholders, the people that work inside the teams, they know about the test, that test exists. And I think running or creating this test in the business language allow us to all the people to understand. Under the hood, there will be some magic, you need some JavaScript, things like that, but we will create tests that everybody will understand, and that's a good point to also to PMs, to business analysts to join our efforts and going towards our objectives, right?
Absolutely. I think you appreciate
So,
tests much more if you actually understand what they're doing.
yeah, because I've worked in a lot of different teams, and in the end, some people just don't want to know too much. Just tell me that we are not going to have bugs and things like that, and I think you need to get the buy-in from all the stakeholders to really meet your purpose, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so one other thing that took our attention about serenity-js is that it's quite easy to build some pieces and then put them together as it were Legos or something like that. So if you don't have any code at the beginning, it will be a little bit hard, but as long as you start creating tests, you will see that you will reuse a lot of different things, and I think that's one of the key points of a screenplay, right? That you have different abstractions that allow you to do this. So once you design the pieces where I'm going to put this and that, then it will be easy to reuse, right? And then we also like the thing that serenity-js it's a generic framework. It's mainly used by Selenium or front-end applications, but you have your own modules for testing APIs or databases or whatever you want, and if you don't find something switchable, like in our case, we integrate with WhatsApp, Telegram, things like that. You just build your own module or whatever you need, and just plug it there, and it will work. So it's you don't have this kind of thing sometimes that we have a technology for testing the front end and then another one for the back end, and we just use the same approach for all the cases, and I think that helps you a lot.
This is super cool. And I think we're going to see it all in action in just a moment, right?
Yes. We'll see our user journey. Just imagine in our case that we are a final user, a web chat, which is our chat that can be integrated in any of web page that you want. So it's kind of the simplest case, and as a user you can communicate with a bot. It will give you different answers depending on how it's configured, but if the bot cannot help you, you can request a handoff, which is kind of tell a human to answer you. An agent will take the thing on our platform, and this agent will answer, and the final user has to receive that response. So it's kind of putting all the things together, a minimal example that all the steps in our platform work.
Okay. So that's interesting, because you've described quite a complex workflow, and you managed to fit it all here on just one slide.
Yes. Of course, there is some magic under the hood, especially with Serenity, but not too much, I would say. We can see it in detail in the Visual Studio code. Okay.
Okay, let's jump into the code.
Okay, so let's analyze a little bit the test. We define a constant with the message that will be sent by the final user. It's just random stuff like I need some help or something like that. And then we have another constant for the response that will answer the agent. Okay. So as you see here in the first block will be the communication. The actor code will create a cage, which is going to the web chat page, and here send the message, hit the button, okay, and that will trigger the other part, the platform part, okay, which is the second block. You see another agent, which is another actor, sorry, which is the agent, and this actor will start the desk, our platform, and do the login and select the case based on the message sent by the user. So we make sure that we select the message sent from the user. We also take a note, which is something from Serenity to take notes of relevant information that will need it. So because we at the end of the test we want to delete the specific case. In this case we take the case ID, so we know the case ID. And then we need to assign the case, which is the agent saying, okay, I will take the case to speak to the final user and send the response. Okay. And after that, the user, again, we go with the user to check that the message is received. So we open the web chat and wait until we see that the last message should be the message sent from the agent side.
So this is very cool. So we have a test scenario with two actors. So a final user, which is basically an end customer using the system, someone trying to request some help from the agent, with the agent who's then handling their case. And then we go back to the original user to make sure that they've received the response. And I think the interesting bit here is that now they are using different interfaces of your system, right? So I think the actor uses WhatsApp, right? And the agent uses the web application.
Well, actually, in this test, we use web chat, which is the web the chat embedded in one URL, and then in the platform we use our desk, our platform for the agent. But yes, it's two different applications.
Got it.
We can run the test, and because then we have another details, like it's just instantiating the actors, and then after the test we just do some cleaning, right? Just log out and delete the case to avoid problems in the future, and you know that every test should take care of the data created, so it's just cleaning stuff, right?
Cool. So that's a third actor,
Okay.
right? So the third actor makes sure that any test data created during the scenario is removed, after you finished.
Yes, it will go through the API and delete the case directly.
Okay, cool. So yet another interface, right? So we've got the web chat, we've got the desktop application, and we have the API. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can give it a run and see how it goes. This first part is the web chat. So it's the user saying agent, which will do the handoff, and this one is our platform. The agent is logging and looking for the case, and then we go back to the user, and this is the final part, like doing the logout, and that's it.
Oh, very cool. So it's taking us much longer to actually talk about the scenario and what's in it than actually looking, seeing it in action. There's just a couple of seconds to do the entire end-to-end flow. Very nice.
Yeah. It's quite fast. It's really nice. We might take a look at the generated report. And here we will see the different steps and the screenshot for every step. So it's what we talked before. It's just the web chat user sends the message, and then the agent do the login, select the specific case. We also take note of the case ID for deletion, and then assign the case and send an answer, and then the web chat user will check that the message from the agent will be there, and that's pretty much of it.
So what Serenity modules did you use to build this framework?
Well, we use we have a configuration with Protractor and Jasmine for the test, and then we use mainly the browser and the API for using the deletion. So mainly it's basically stuff of Serenity.
Cool. And I think you mentioned you've created your own custom integration as well, right?
Yes, we can take a look at the abilities. We have different abilities because we have the same scenario that we have seen. We have covered also with WhatsApp, but with WhatsApp you need also additional libraries that will allow us to control the WhatsApp web instance. So we created this ability, the use WhatsApp, which it uses a JS library called VenomBot, which allows us to save the authentication tokens, and it has some methods to send text, to send images, because we also need to check that we mainly check the communication, things like that.
Cool. So basically, your framework is based on off-the-shelf serenity-js modules plus the custom integration you've built to interact with WhatsApp.
Yes.
Nice. And how many scenarios is this test suite running right now?
We have around 30 scenario. Of course we also have some smaller tests, right? We have different suites. So we have for any for most of our modules, we have a suite with different tests, and the idea is to build a test with the minimum, I would say, with the most important thing, because what we are trying to do right now is we have our unit test, our integration test, and then we have some acceptance tests, which is the ones that we are seeing today, that we will check the minimum viable product, because from my experience you cannot check everything with the acceptance test, right? So we have focused on checking what's the important stuff, the things that cannot break. Okay, there can be, of course, any other bugs or glitches or things like that, but the most important thing we have to cover with this kind of test.
And how often do you run those tests? Do you run them from your machine? Do you run them from CI? What's your setup like?
We actually we have GitHub Actions, so we run them on continuous integration and every day, and then when we have a release, we run them in the release, and if everything goes okay, we move them to production. And because we have everything configured in different environments, we run also the test in the production environment. So I think that's another thing that serenity-js allow us is to, if you take care and make everything as variables and things like that, you can easily configure with different env files.
So you basically run all those tests on every single commit and across all the different environments that you deploy to, right? So that's interesting. And how long does it take you to actually run those tests?
Yeah, the 30 tests are around 5 or 6 minutes.
Okay. So 5 or 6 minutes to test your entire system end to end using different actors, different interfaces, device, and so on. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that the important thing here is that we focus on the important things. We also, before we have different teams working, and they prepare their unit tests, their integration tests, and with the acceptance tests, we don't we know that we are not going to catch everything, but the important stuff, the things that we cannot go with showstoppers there.
Cool. This looks absolutely amazing. Well, thanks so much for showing us your work today. It's been really, really useful. I've learned a lot. Hopefully our viewers have learned as well. So yeah, looks amazing. And I'm looking forward to speaking with you more about your test automation in the future.
Yes, for sure. Thank you. And I think you have done an amazing job with serenity-js. So I'm really, really happy to help also with this.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for watching this very first episode of the serenity-js podcast. If you've enjoyed the video, please make sure to tap on like and subscribe to our channel for more content. If you'd like to learn more about this open source framework, please visit serenity-js.org and check out our brand new tutorials. Or go straight to our GitHub page and dive straight into the code. If you have any questions or would like to share your experience of using serenity-js, please make sure to join the serenity-js community chat channel. Thanks for watching and enjoy Serenity!